Howdy folks, Zethios here, and welcome back to Tyranny. Oh, there's a slower rendition of the theme, and it's so good. Oh man. Alright, hopefully allergies are a little better today. A constant struggle between me and allergens.
Brought to their knees in the most brutal way possible. The ultimate fate of any who would defy Kairos.
Yeah. Seems that way. So I wanted to take this a little bit to explore a little bit the outskirts of this area, and also to talk a little about how I think this playthrough has been going. So I am loving the art style. I'm loving, I'm nonplussed about, the way Obsidian does their combat. I mean, it's their own special set of rules that they do. And so, as, it's a flavor, that you're familiar with, but it's still slightly different. And I don't know if it's just like the way, like I just haven't figured it out yet. Playing through Pillars of Eternity, at least the first one. I haven't played through the second Pillars game. Still haven't gotten that far. Definitely on the list. But
Sorry, I can't.
I always feel like, there's certain points where you get to games, and once you get to a certain point, you feel pretty powerful, right? And in Pillars of Eternity, at least the first game, I haven't felt that. I didn't feel that throughout the entire game. I felt like everything was pretty on par with us, and everything was a bit challenging. Which, is both good and bad. Because, you're... Because, based on, things that you've played before, and especially things like D&D wise, your character gets to a certain point and they're just badasses, right? There's the occasional, like, unless you just like build them terribly, then they're not going to be bad. I don't feel like I built anyone terribly in Pillars of Eternity, but like even like all like the abilities and stuff, nothing ever felt like, oh wow, that's powerful. Everything felt like, oh, okay. But that's just me. So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was, as far as like decisions that have been made so far by the characters that I, so the character development. I haven't been happy with the way things have gone, and I think it's more of a me thing than a game thing. Because, they talk about how Tyranny, the world of Tyranny is different. It's, you pick the lesser of two evils if you're trying to be a good and moral and upstanding person. And, I try to, wherever, like, if you're going with traditional D&D stuff, wherever they fall along the, lawful, good, neutral, evil, and lawful, chaotic, whatever, that spectrum, then I always try to have a character who has their own like moral code based on like what their background is like, because a lot of them give you backgrounds, and you're able to get enough from that background to extrapolate what their life would have been like growing up and what their values and priorities are. And so with Zethios being a beastman, being raised by beastman tribe, I feel like he's a conflicted person with he's conflicted between his upbringing and his training, right? So he grew up in a beastman tribe, and then got taken in by the Fatebinders and became a Fatebinder himself. And so I want to try and reflect that as much as possible and try and keep that in my head as like a main thing. Okay, this is a conflicted character based on his background and training, right? And so, really, I don't know how much respect he has for the laws of Kairos based on his upbringing versus the laws of the tribe, right? Because it's hard to, get rid of, things that you learned when you were young, both good and bad. You carry it around with you for a while unless you like actively try and have someone help you out, right? And so maybe he was, think that he was been indoctrinated enough to where, he's able to function in, Kairos society, in Fatebinder society. And so basically what I'm trying to get down to is, and we get to a certain point of, we've been unlocking these spires, right? And we've, been canceling, been ending edicts. And the edicts seem to not go away, the power of them. We seem to absorb that power. And so I feel like there's a certain point where Zethios would go into certain situations. Early on, we've been thinking about survival, right? So there's been the Scarlet Chorus situations where we could have like betrayed Alliance, but we were heavily outnumbered in both those situations. Or at least it seemed that way, right? We had a whole camp of Scarlet Chorus in both instances versus, the 4 of us. And so that was play along with what the Scarlet Chorus wants was based on survival. But there's going to be a certain point where Zethios is going to feel powerful enough to where he says, screw them, they can't beat me. They haven't, awakened spires. They haven't canceled edicts. And once he finds out more about that stuff, which we learned from a little bit of missives, we're getting information on edicts and how they work, and the spires and how they work. And so once Zethios knows more about what is happening to him, and maybe able to utilize that, then he'll be more into the, dominate versus survival, which I think are like the two biggest factors when it comes to at least being growing up as part of the Beastmen society.
Spotted something with sharp eyes.
Alright, I've been not reading this stuff. Alright, so there's a moat that once it encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remain. Sentinel Stand Keep was once a proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as a mere shadow of its former glory. Yeah, it certainly is. Now, with that, let's get a move on and see what we got going on here. So we can't move into that for whatever reason. Alright, we almost gotta be close to getting there. Yep. Zethios Brownbottom. Excuse me. Zethios. Wasn't there another Zethios? Is that like a title? Is that like a captain or lieutenant in the, No, wait. No, it's Zethios, but he's part of the Scarlet Chorus now. Now he's got a different name. Oh, my goodness. They gave him a shitty name. Alright, this is what we're up against, and this is why the Unbroken couldn't take back Stalwart. He shakes his head at the windfall and sighs, and among other reasons. I conscripted into Jagged Remedy's gang for the chance at making it through to Sentinel Stand, but so far all I've gotten are some fresh bruises and a shitty nickname. Yeah, Scarlet Chorus gave you a new name? Apparently it's the first step of initiation into a chorus gang. The rest is open to the interpretation of whichever gang boss happens to be in charge. and how they like to welcome new recruits, he grimaces. Without getting into any detail, I could say that Jagged Remedy is a sick fuck. The journey wasn't my finest hour. Journey here wasn't my finest hour. Brown Bottom. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Now they're calling me Brown Bottom. He frowns and shakes his head. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We're going to talk about wins. I don't know. Oh gosh. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. Don't want to know. No, don't want to know. These woods are extraordinary. That they are. And just beyond them, Stratus Herodin, last regent, sits in the comfort of Sentinel Stand. Zethios spits into the whipping wind. During the war, you don't spit into the wind. Haven't you heard that song? During the war, we kept the fortress provisioned to outlast any siege, so it's safe to assume that Herodin won't starve to death. We'll have to find another way to make it through these winds. She pants, rough, mauve tongue, lolling between her fangs. Lolling between her fangs. I've seen bigger storms, but have not felt sharper wind. I've long desired the chance to see this embodiment of Kairos' wrath, though perhaps not so closely. No one throws a tantrum like the Overlord. In spite of her remarks, Siren wears a look of grim introspection. You step forward, but the winds repel you like a physical wall of force around the tornado's edge. The area ahead is impassable. Alpha would let wind slice body to pieces. She snarls as if threatened by the storm itself is dangerous. Paw on path with greater care for pack. You catch an odd sound in the wind, a low moan. Hidden within a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris, the clouds of dust seem to close in upon you. Within them you see patches of glowing red. Oh my god, it's those things again. These things sucked. Freaking will-o-wisps and scourges.
You have no
Oh god. Alright, we're gonna switch. Melee.
hope.
Get over there. Go ahead and just... yeah. Go ahead and do double time. Good lord, these things. Hit like trucks. Alright, they're dazed. Go ahead and take out the small ones. If you can. And now we're frightened. Alright. Take it out. That's one down. That's two down. Alright, you're not frightened anymore? You gotta drink a potion.
Nothing.
Singe. So we've been singed, which is a really, we're like minus 60% will defense right now. That's awful. So you can stampede, you can leg sweep, that's not gonna help. Just trust. Oh, goodness me. Alright. Alright. How are we doing, Siren? Seems to be going a lot quicker with those things. Scourges are done. That will-o-wisp should be done. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna talk about it. The Bane. Okay, those are Bane. Okay, so that's what they were talking about at the wall settlement, right? When we went inside and took the second spire. We didn't run into any of those then, but that's what they're talking about. So the Bane are gone, their unnatural cries silenced, leaving only the tornado's violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall above.
Is my vision poor, or do I spy a figure atop the wall?
Where? There. Janos. Hello, Janos. Alright, we need to take this stuff. You watching? Hey, look, there's a well. Should drop stuff in there. There's usually always stuff in a well. I don't know what that was. Is that anything? 40 experience, so I didn't their skills. Invigorated. That from, I guess that was from being by the well, I don't know. Alright, looks like we're going to talk to this guy. Nope, he's gonna not let us come up to him. A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment and old stalwart gear that he's an unbroken soldier. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? He pauses as recognition dawns in his eyes. Zethios, I thought you were out in the field with... He stops himself and frowns, regarding the former unbroken captain with closer scrutiny. I didn't expect to find you in the company of a Fatebinder. He's way over there. I'm running with the Scarlet Chorus now. He turns to you with fear in his eyes, then quickly refocuses back on the scout. We were in an impossible situation. I had to choose between dying for my pride or looking after the lives of our people. I can't pretend to approve your decision, Zethios. Had I served in your unit, we would have taken a different direction. He frowns with pity. The Unbroken will endure with or without you. I only hope you'll find some measure of peace in the army of Kairos. Just try not to cross me on any battlefield. Scout turns to us. Did you parade your new recruit all the way here to mock us, or do you have business in Sentinel Stand? So, what do we think about Janos? He seems an alright sort from what he's been talking about. He's pretty honorable. So we can just say that what we're here for. I think that we will say what it is what we're here for. Alright, so we're looking for Graven Ash's daughter. Is that so? The Scarlet Chorus have mostly left this territory alone. It comes to as some surprise that they would send troops into disfavored occupied lands to fetch one prisoner of war. I can imagine what the voice of Marat wants out of Ash's daughter. If he dispatched you to the task, she must be something special. Well, you won't be making it to Sentinel Stand anytime soon. The only people to see the inside of the keep since 4:30 are the last regent, his personal guard, and a few disfavored prisoners. Not that you should care about the last regent overmuch. The edict is making the war an impossible challenge for Graven Ash and his legion of ironclads. I'm sure that just thinking about it makes the voice of Marat giddy. Alright, so... why are you here? I make it my business to meet with overly inquisitive travelers and give them the lay of the land. He offers you a blank stare. His deadpan cracks into a smile. I just want to see how you would take that. You don't get to hear about my schedule, chorus rat. Fuck off. Okay, now he's being a little dick. Alright, what do you guys want? You conscripted our former leader into your howling army. This can't be a mystery to you, can it? Looks to Zethios with disapproval. You're here for your own reasons, I'm here for mine. Just because I'm not drawing bronze on you doesn't make us friends, or for that matter, countrymen. So you didn't help us with the Bane. True enough. You do well to remember that I'm a scout, and a good scout stay out of unnecessary fights, he sniffs. Especially those with questionable allies, no offense intended. Now he's being nice again. Alright, what was that about disfavored prisoners? You were the only one. You were the one who brought up Amelia. If you know that she ended up behind the wind wall, then you have half the story already. Before the Edict of Storms hit us last year, a stalwart patrol captured a company of disfavored. Know at least some of the prisoners made it to Sentinel Stand. No one has been in contact with the keep since the edict hit, but I have it on good authority that one of the prisoners was the daughter of Graven Ash. I'm no military strategist, but it doesn't take one to know that the Archon of War holds his troops in high esteem. The regent trapped in Sentinel Stand wouldn't execute one without trying to barter a deal, so there's that. There's at least a chance that the prisoners are still alive, don't you think? Alright, we know why he's important, but we'll ask anyway. I don't know, Chorus Rat. Why don't you tell me? You're better at asking your new recruit. Tips his head at Zethios. Yeah. There's last regent, bloodlines time to eat storms. The only reason the storms are persistent because hides. Yeah, prison can't even breach. Persist until the last of the rulers died. Yep. Yep. How can I get inside? I'm not stupid enough to give up our plans to some chorus rats, even if the lives of anyone in Sentinel stand mean less to me than the piss I took this morning. He looks to Matthias again, shaking his head slowly. Farewell, old friend. Here's to hoping our next leader can remember where he came from and when the road takes a sharp bend. Tipping his head, the scout steps back and vanishes over the parapet into the obscurity of the storm. Damn him. I wish his words didn't sting, but he's a good patriot and I can't fault his bias. Matthias sighs. In my heart I know I made this choice to get back at the disfavored and the regent, but it's not easy to face the censure of my countrymen. Now you know what we're up against. Thankfully, I have a lead on getting us through the wind wall on Sentinel Stand. An unbroken lieutenant by the name of Alia is stationed at Rust Canyons. Before Jagged Remedy got me in his clutches, I dispatched Alia along with my best soldiers to hunt for Regent heirlooms lost during the war. Alia and her unbroken scavengers should have yielded something of value by now, maybe even something we can use to push our way through the storm. We don't know for sure unless you check in on our progress. Why would she cooperate with me? You'll probably curse up a storm if she recognized you as Scarlet Chorus, but our real enemy has always been the disfavored. If you appeal for her thirst for northerner blood, you might find her more agreeable than you think. How can these heirlooms help us? They have enough history to convince even this old skeptic the amulet never drowned was said to have parted the waves during ancient conflicts with Ironlord beastmen. There are items of equally impressive power outside of Stalwart, of course, though only remarkable people carry them. I only heard this from Jagged Remedy's gang. But the voice of Narant wields a scepter called Final Scream. It's said to cause confusion when you stand too close to the Archon. He shudders. We had a hunch that a piece of the Regent Arsenal could send a military force through the tornado around Sentinel Stand unharmed. If that were true, we would have used it to cross the barrier, kill Stratus Harridan, and end the Edict of Storms. He frowns. I don't imagine you'll be ending the Edict in the foreseeable future, though. Not while Graven Ash occupies the region. Alright. Tell me... No. Why don't you go? I have responsibilities, Tay sighs. Jagged Remedy wants me to report back as soon as we're done here. I'm afraid he's not done whittling down my self-worth to a nub just yet. Can't wait to learn what indescribable terror he has in mind. His shoulders slump with resignation. Alright, I'll head to Rust Canyons. I'll send word to Alia so she knows to expect you. Please give her my regards, or don't. He frowns. I wouldn't want her to see me this way. Looks out onto a bleak horizon. I suppose it's high time that I reported back to Jagged Remedy. The initiation rites are only half done. But he'll no doubt have some other degrading feat for me to accomplish. Takes it inside. Things I do for Stalwart. So yeah. Zethios is definitely not happy with being associated with the Scarlet Chorus. So, I think if we...
Sorry, I can't.
Have a good time, find a good time to... So yeah, we can't get through here. The wind was violently blast, throwing bits of rock and metal past you along with the dust. Alright, so we gotta go back down here. We can't go through here. Or through here. Gotta go down here. So yeah, definitely being associated with the Scarlet Chorus is something that we definitely want to be rid of and be known as for neither side as immediately as possible. As soon as the Scarlet Chorus become of no benefit to us. Alright, that's kind of on the way, right? Let's head to the old walls. And then we'll head to Rust Canyons. Alright. Counter in the Blade Grave. Through the billowing dirt of rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out the shifting silhouettes of a small group ahead of you. Appearing lightly armed and armored, the group pulls 2 carts in their wake. They haven't noticed you through the maelstrom. So we can hide or we can hail them. Allow them to pass by without making your presence known. With the area we're in, it's more likely that it's going to be disfavored unbroken, or random like tiers merchants, and least likely being like Scarlet Chorus. Which a couple of those will be a problem for us, right? They'll not like us and want to attack us or whatever. So we're gonna allow them to pass by without making our presence known. Hopefully this lets us like see who they are and then take another action to see whether or not we want to stay hidden or approach them. Or not. They continue past without noticing you and fade into the wailing winds. Well, thanks. Dang nabbit. We have a new missive to read. Oh my god. These wisps. I am already tired of wisps. I didn't like them in Pillars of Eternity. I don't like them here. Alright, so... subject to spires, right? Oh goodness me, we got a lot. So this is what we last sent them. And this is what they sent us. Oh my goodness. Alright, so you are correct. There are spires all across Tyranny. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation. Two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls, and nearly every culture that predated Kairos has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. So I believe the Tiersmen cite the Older Realms as their local name for the spire old world architects, but no one knows for sure. Okay, so we got some... so these predate Kairos and a lot of other stuff. Interesting. Of course, where Kairos has brought proper civilization, the origin of the spires simply isn't discussed in good company. Here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcade lodestone. Constant field of magical strength around a spire. If you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spin and churn this magic, creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, and I'd say most tellingly, Kairos has laws against entering the old walls. There are no laws against the spires. You can infer from this that means Kairos has no issue with the Zethios messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. Or you can think like an overlord and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kairos forbids the hallways that lead to the spires, does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Last but not least, as a young Fatebinder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kairos around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was a most reverent and loving tribute as I have ever seen. At one point, though, this man claimed he had evidence that Kairos was here back in -50. He had merely uttered those words, and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. Alright, so... yeah, basically, yeah, we know who Kairos is. I don't know why... let's look at that. So the last thing we said to him... that we destroyed the Silent Archive. Which we didn't, we kept it. But we're not going to tell him that. You fool! The archive was a repository like no other. It contained the collected scholarship of centuries. It should have been studied and examined by those well-versed in what lore has been restricted and what must be preserved, not burned in whole, like so much dung to fuel the morning fire. You disappoint me, Zethios, you disappoint Tyranny, and you disappoint the future. Right. Well, maybe you won't keep talking to us then. Big old dumb. Alright. More of these things. At least they're not scourges. Scourges suck.
You have no hope!
Alright. Think we can, stampede?
Await my signal.
Felt nothing.
Alright, well, how we doing? Ow. Man, when it explodes, it hurts.
That's how it's done.
Alright, Lantry, what are we doing?
Don't know my own strength.
Yeah, those things explode and they hurt. Alright, give us a second here. Get more of that stuff. Alright, hurry up and get rid of that 20 seconds of singe. You gotta be kidding me. That is crazy. Minus 90. Okay. Almost there. There we go. Alright. Can we? Son of a bitch. Iron Brand. Yep. Alright, alright. Hang on. Alright, I still have 9. We still have a lot to look at. We do have scourges. It's not good. It's freaking Banes. I hate Banes. Alright. Have you just
Right.
take one out.
Felt nothing.
Alright. Read the prone. That's fine. That's right. Heal him up. Heal, kills in shadow.
Humans did not see Beast Woman's miss.
Frightened.
Nope, nope.
And almost taking it out.
Prey hits hard.
There we go. Good lord, look at that.
So unfair.
There's something not nice there. Alright, can we just
I got it.
take it out? Good thing. Good lord, these things suck. Got some red moss and some whetstone. Don't you dare
Can't do that.
get over here. Good God. Alright. We have Scourge and we have Malice. Malice. 2 Scourges, 2 Malices. So you're like, looks like we have Frost and Fire. Is that right? Edict of Storms. We don't have any other cool stuff. Alright, let's do save here. Oh my god, there's so many. Heck. Alright, we're gonna
I got it.
shoot it. Good lord. So freaking many.
Would you like to try a duet?
Oh my gosh. Okay, there.
Humans did not see Beast Woman's miss. Nope, nope.
Alright. That's better. Okay. Give the switch to that. Bolt of Corruption. Armor stolen. Rebel Scream. Don't think that'll work. Alright, let's do this number. Can I?
Would, but I can't.
Then
Would, but I can't.
hurry up and do it. And then you, hurry up and drink a potion. Where are your potions? Alright, we're gonna have to do preemptive on that. Hurry up and take him out. Oh my gosh. What the hell just happened to him? Wisp knocked him out. Wisp hits. Wait, Wisp critically hits. So he got critted. No idea what all this means. Damage. Big damage. And the fact that we had our stuff already like way down. Is Revive him if you
As you
can.
command.
There's nothing.
Oh, Lord. We are in trouble. Quicken. We can do that real quick. This could be a
On my
problem.
command.
Take it down. Alright. Drain. Bad. It's not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Alright, so... Can we put a seal?
Smells
Nope. Gonna put a seal on
As you
you.
command.
feet. Like coming death.
Alright. So you need to do that. Need to do that, like right now.
Somebody!
That didn't help.
Fate Finder!
Good Lord. Well, I don't think we're meant to do this yet.
I'll be chilling that one for a bit.
We'll see how this goes.
I can't feel my...
Come on, Siren, you can do it.
Sounds like that hurts.
Oh my gosh. They do so many hits. So
I'm
bad.
not long for this world.
Oh, we're gonna end on a bummer, aren't we? Yes, we are. We're gonna end on a bummer. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and, you know, stop that for now. We're gonna travel on to next area that we're supposed to go to. Because that is a nasty fight that we're not prepped for. Maybe if we had a better, like, elemental tank? Maybe?
Kairos' storm ripped all life to shreds, leaving behind only armor and weapons. It is chilling to see these metal remains with my own eyes.
These environments are so freaking chilling and atmospheric. It is unbelievable. I love it. It's so unique. Alright. So, we'll leave it at that for next time. Next time, we will find Elia, I think was what her name was. That Mateus wanted us to go and find and get heirlooms. So we'll do that next time. Till next time, this has been Zethios, signing out for now. Bye, folks.